Hey friends, welcome back to my channel, and today I am dyeing some fabric. So welcome to my kitchen. And yeah, we are going to attempt to dye some fabric in red. So I did some practice runs the other night. This was my first one, and as you can see, there's some large splotches that didn't get dyed at all. So this one was like a fairly, and I didn't iron it, so a fairly diluted red. And then I squished it up and I used some black to get the black in it, obviously. So that was my first attempt. And then this one is my second attempt, which I let it sit in the red dye a little longer and I didn't dilute it quite as much. And then I did the same thing with the black. This one has like a spot on the back that really didn't get done, but if you flip it over, they're not quite as bad. So yeah, hopefully I don't have that problem with my big piece. So yeah, let me grab some here. I just washed it. So here is the piece that we are dyeing. So this is about, it's an 18 count and it is gridded, but the grid's probably gonna get washed out. I can't believe it's not washed out already. It was really hot water. So this is the size and it is, I think, 14 by 16 inches. So I watched Megan, the Seattle Stitcher, and I watched her video, her recent video about dyeing fabric. And yeah, that's kind of how, that's how I did these test ones. So that's how I'm gonna do this one, if that helps. So this is a little bigger than what I did before, but I think it's still the same principles apply, you know, kind of situation. So yeah, and I have this apron to not ruin my clothes, but this is the only apron I have. It's my Christmas cookie one. So yeah, we're gonna do that. So yeah, I'm gonna change up the camera angle. I'm gonna put my gloves on and then we'll go on this adventure. Okay, so like I said, I don't want to end up with like patches that aren't dyed. So these small ones I did first in this little jar, which I could use for this one, but I want to make sure I don't have any of those patches. I'm sure I can like just go back and re-dye it and hope for the best, but I don't want to do that. I'm trying to do this right the first time, because I mean, I have plenty of 18 count aidas, so if it doesn't work out, it's gonna be fine, but yeah. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I'm gonna mix up my colors. I feel like a hairdresser. So I have Rip dye for this. So I have this one, which is Scarlet Red. And then I have the Eggplant Purple to kind of deepen the red a little bit. I didn't want to go like full like wine colored. ASMR for you. Move that out of the way. And then we're gonna do this. Right, so I want it to be mostly red. So I'll probably use a good chunk of this. Oh, it looks like blood. Oh, I don't like it. Okay, and then I'm just gonna make sure there's no dye on this before I set it down somewhere. Put it on this towel because I already ruined that one. All right, and then the purple, just gonna add a little purple. I don't want it to be purple, so I don't want to add too much. I mean, if it turns out in any way, shape, or form like my smaller pieces, I'll be happy. But, okay, purple, we're just gonna do a smidge. Okay, because I did put in this one that I like better, the second attempt, I did put a little purple in with the red. So yeah, it's a little less pink, I guess. All right, I'm gonna rinse this off again. Cool. So mix that, don't let it fall over. I have this little skewer, like I have these little barbecue skewers that I've been using to like stir things and push things down. Okay. So I have this one in my little Pyrex, and I was able to like wash out all the other stuff pretty good, so I feel okay about using my Pyrex. So yeah, so apparently you're supposed to get this wet. It was already kind of wet before, but we're gonna get it really wet. Soaking wet was the word Megan used. And then we're gonna scrunch it. Scrunch, 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 scrunch. Put it in here. Okay, and then we're gonna put really hot water in here. So my sink gets really hot. Of course, I can't fill it with my gloves on, but like, when I was washing fabric yesterday and today, I can't even put my hands in it. It's so hot. So I got really hot water. I'm gonna put it in here. So I know when Megan did it, she was like, oh, I don't want it to cover my entire fabric, but I do. We were on a little bit of different trajectories in life. All right, so that's gonna spread a little bit, but I'm okay with that. All right, then the next thing she did was pour the color in, and she said don't pour it like directly on top of the fabric, but pour it in like the water between, and then that happens, your fabric and the water. Just gonna use it all, going for the gusto here. Let me rinse this off. Before we get not stain my sink. It's stainless steel, but who knows? Okay, then I'm gonna take my little thing here, I'm gonna stick it in there a little bit. Just so it gets a little saturated up here on this top piece. Sit for a second. Oh, this is gonna be really red. I feel like this is the reddest I've made it. But I'm pretty much out of red, so I have to go buy a new red if this doesn't work, so we'll see. Okay, so I'm gonna let this sit for like half an hour. I let the other one sit for about 20-25 minutes, and that one was a little deeper because I left it a little longer, so I'm gonna leave this one even longer. So I'm gonna say, Alexa, set a timer for 30 minutes.
30 minutes, starting now.
Thank you. So I'm gonna leave this here for a little bit, and then I will be back to take it out and rinse it off, and we'll see where we are. I'm not gonna leave you here to stare at my dyeing fabric forever, so I will be back. All right, so it has been like half an hour, so now we're gonna take this out. and see what happens. Godspeed. That over there, and then we'll put it, I think you're supposed to rinse it in cold water, so cold water going. It's so good. Oh my gosh, okay. No, I didn't put my hand on my apron back on. All right. I don't see any like super big spots that didn't get any dye. So that's good. Oh, there they are. I found them. And they're kind of on the edges, so that might be okay. Let's see. Alright, rinse it out until it runs clear. How are we feeling about this? I'm feeling pretty good about the situation. But, you know, it's darker when it's all wet and you just dyed it, and then it gets lighter as it dries. So, I mean, that's pretty dark. That's kind of what we want here. So, okay. So the next step is going to be adding the black. So we'll let this sit for a sec while I get that ready, and I will be back. Okay, so I have rinsed it again because it wasn't quite rinsed out. And now I'm having second thoughts about doing the black. Because I really like how this turned out, to be quite honest. And I'm not sure it needs the black. I just touched it. No, my sleeve is falling down. Okay. Yeah, but there are like some spots that are a little like dead. Like I don't mind these ones over here as much, but there's like one there, and then there's like this one in the middle that I've kind of been like poking at. So I have this little syringe from when I got my wisdom teeth taken out. So I think what I'm gonna do is grab a little bit of this dye and just kind of like drizzle it and let it kind of set in there for a minute or two. But I might change my mind about the black like after this is all said and done. So we'll see. Stay up here with me. I hope none of you are like screaming at your computer screen right now. Stop what you are doing. But I think before I make any major decisions, I'm gonna let it dry. So definitely gonna do that. So we will see. I'm gonna let this sit for a second, and I drizzled on some more. Rinse this out. Also, I turned the lights on in the house because it's getting dark out, so. What, bud? All right, so I'm gonna let this sit, and then I'm gonna rinse it again, and then I'm gonna let it dry and see where we are. I didn't get rid of the dye yet, so if it needs to go back in, it can, but I'm not gonna let this sit for too long because I don't want it to like get too saturated in there, but yeah, we'll be back. Okay, it's been like 5 minutes or so, so I'm gonna rinse this again and see what happens. Rinsing it in this little like Tupperware is a lot more successful than just running it under the water. So we'll do that again. Because I don't want to like pitch on it and then go wash, and then it's like this has white in it, so I don't want my white stitches to be pink, like that one red sock I just put in the white red underwear or whatever it is. Good after like 2 more passes, probably. I really like it though. Like, I know it's gonna be lighter when it dries, but I feel like it's gonna be good once it dries. So. Almost clear. Almost clear. My husband's gonna be home soon and be like, what are you doing? They have a whole like dyeing operation over here. One more. I'm just worried that like parts like this are gonna be too light and they're gonna be too pink, you know? So we'll see. All right, like Megan said, this is not my job. Not what I do to make a living is dye fabrics, so it just has to be nice, right? Like, we're trying to save money here. And, you know, I have a bunch of purple left over, so maybe I will dye something purple, and that will be fun. Okay. Here we are. All right. All right, so here it is. I really like it. well, hopefully I still really like it when it dries out. Because I know it's gonna get a little lighter, but I mean, these pieces feel a little dark anyway. So I might skip like the black little modeling like I did on this one, because I don't know, I don't think it needs it. I think it looks nice how it is, you know? We'll see. We'll let it dry. We'll let it have its moment, and then we'll see it later. All right, so I'm back. My fabric is completely dry. I did decide not to dye it a second time with the black because I really love how it turned out. I haven't ironed it. I might rinse it again. I just wanted to see and make sure that I was happy with what it looks like, and I am so happy with how it looks. So this is all dry, final product, not ironed, but here we are. It looks so good. So it'll probably be more like this when I have it actually stitched up, or it might be like that. I don't know. I'll have to decide, but it does go this way. It's a little taller than it is wide, but I love how it turned out. Let's get you a nice little close-up. There's a couple spots where there's not a lot of dye, but I'm okay with that. I mean, some of it's gonna get stitched over, and I think one side looks better than the other, but it's fine. I love it. And then this is the colors that are going to be stitched on it. It's like monochrome, grays, black. There'll be black in here too, but oh, it's gonna look so good. I'm so excited. I'm gonna call this a success. But yeah, thanks for coming along this little journey with me of dyeing my own fabric. Yeah, I wanted it to be like bloody looking slash, you know, in sci-fi movies when stuff is, you know, going down. When things are not going well, you know, all the lights turn off and then there's just like this eerie red light. So yeah, that's kind of what I wanted it to look like. So I love it. It looks so good. We'll see which way I end up stitching on it, but we'll see. Yay. So thanks so much for watching. Thanks for coming on this journey. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I don't know what I can answer. Like I said, I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm just happy with how it turned out. So yay. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully I'll have started stitching on this. Bye.